Good evening and welcome. It's an important day today. 45 plus old citizens in the country are getting their vaccines. You can see images from Delhi, Lucknow, Jaipur and Chandigarh. Lots of celebrities also getting their vaccines, political leaders. This is something that so many had wanted for a long time, to give people the immunity that they require against COVID-19, which is now spiraling high once again across India. Well, one of those who was vaccinated today, Chetan Bhagat, the author, he joins me now. Chetan, were you looking forward to getting your vaccine? As many of us have been. I'm getting mine tomorrow, but were you looking forward to today?
Yeah. Thanks for having me. And, I must say I went to it like a movie. I mean, we can't go to the movies much these days, but today, 1st April was the day I was eligible. I'm actually 46, so just made the cutoff. And I went first day, first show.
Excellent. That's superb. And what is your message to people watching? Because there are those who say that, it's not going to get to me. Oh, I'm very young. Nothing's going to. So what is your message to people like that?
So I have 2 or 3 messages. One is this vaccine is the only way out of this corona. As we have seen, lockdowns or shutdowns and all kind of things, they work to a point. But to really get, we've seen a lot of second waves, third waves coming. And I think vaccine works. We have data from Israel, you can Google it, which has vaccinated everybody. And they went from 9,000 cases now, 7-day average, to now around 400, 500. So that's a huge reduction. We are seeing the UAE seeing the same kind of trends. The deaths have an even better trend in a way, like that the serious illness becomes less. So they have been proven now, not just in a lab test setting or a field trial, but at a country level. They work. They have billions of dollars have been spent to make these. The best minds in the world, the best regulators in the world have approved it. And I think to kind of believe these WhatsApp forwards that keep coming, that, this will happen, that will happen, and aliens will be born in your house if you do this. All that nonsense is not very productive. The second message is that it's not a one-day process. It's a almost 2 to 3 month process of developing this corona immunity. Dose 1, then depending on which vaccine you get, 4 to 8 weeks for dose 2, and then another 2 to 4 weeks to get that immunity. So 3 months it will take. I've got the vaccine today, but I am not immune to corona right now. But I've started the process. And there may well be some immunity, and there are tests that even the single dose helps. But, at least I started the process now, so that by April, May, June, by the end of June, I'm immune. So get it and get it as soon as possible. And I know a lot of young people are not yet eligible, but you have someone in your family who is. So take them. When you were kids, usually parents take their kids to vaccines. Today we live in times where parents take their kids take their parents for vaccination.
Final question to you. You mentioned young people. They can't, get the injection right now. But if they don't mask themselves, they're asking for trouble. Statistically, in Bombay and Delhi, the strain that's now circulating affects young people. What is your message to, let's say, your young readers?
Yeah, see, of course, 90-95% chance you'll come out of it okay. But what if you don't? Are you really going to play Russian roulette with your life? If I give you a gun and say, one of these has a bullet, and are you going to play that game when you can just put a little mask and be at a distance? Secondly, you may be okay. But if you carry the disease and you're giving it to senior citizens in your family, and if something happens to them, which is, how would that feel? You may be okay, but as a corona carrier, you can cause a lot of damage. So you have to make sure that you, to the extent possible, don't get it. And we've seen rises, we've seen, and sooner or later, see, now the countdown has begun. Even for younger people, the date is going to get announced. It could be 1st May, it could be 1st June, I don't know. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. It's not like I'm telling you that for the next 5 years be like this. Maybe for another few months till you get your vaccine and get immune too, and the world will move on. So it's a limited time period only that these precautions are required. It's not like last year where we had no idea.
Sure.
So yeah, please guys, you've come so far. I know it's frustrating. I hate it. I hate all this mask. I hate that 2 Holies I couldn't celebrate. My favorite festival, but such is life.
It's better to be safe right now. Now, I think that's a very strong message. Thanks, Chetan, very much for sharing
Thank you so
it with
much
us.
for having me.
And I think it's so important when you say there's light at the end of the tunnel, because that is absolutely correct. We're facing a hurdle now, but as you mentioned in the case of Israel, where infections have absolutely plummeted, that will be a reality in India. We just need to get there. Thanks so much, Chetan, for being with us.